I am very, very excited about the MLS Cup playoffs starting this week. And when it comes to sports in general, this is arguably the best time of the year if you're just a pure sports fan and you're not forcing yourself to just dedicate yourself to just watching one league and supporting one league. But if you're just someone who you had a long, rough summer and now you're just trying to kick back, relax, and enjoy some good entertainment from now until next summer, well, this is a good time of the year. You got Major League Baseball playoffs. You got NFL season. NHL season is going on. College football season's going on. NBA season's getting ready to tip off tonight. College basketball season is coming soon. You know, a league that actually was more entertaining than NBA last year. So, if you're a true sports fan, this is a good time of the year. And speaking of MLS playoffs and why I'm very excited about the MLS Cup playoffs starting this week is because this is the time of the year where every single participant will not be distracted. Their only focus will be MLS competition. You don't have to worry about balancing US Open Cup. You don't have to worry about balancing Leagues Cup, Campeones Cup. You don't have to worry about balancing CONCACAF club competition. Your undivided attention is solely going to be on MLS. And also, from the broadcasting element, this is going to be our first time ever having the opportunity to watch every single MLS playoff match because of Apple TV, and there's no more blackouts. Oh, and if you miss the match, if you're not able to watch it live, with a subscription, you can go back and watch it whenever you can. It's not like it was on the other networks where you only had to watch it at one time, and if you couldn't watch it, oh well, you missed out. Or you just had to limit yourself to watching highlights on YouTube. This year's playoffs is going to be the most exciting. It's going to be the most thrilling. It's going to be the most dramatic. It's going to be the most must-see TV MLS Cup playoffs that we have ever seen because of the benefits that I just stated. You don't have to live in the city of Atlanta to watch Atlanta United in the playoffs. You can be someone who lives in Green Bay, Wisconsin, but you happen to be a Seattle Sounders fan. You are still able to watch the Seattle Sounders in Green Bay, Wisconsin, as long as your phone or your laptop, you have good Wi-Fi or good internet service, whatever, however it works. Before I get into the main message about Kansas City, San Jose, and St. Louis City, I want to address a few teams that missed the playoffs. Starting with Miami. Miami, you bringing Leo Messi to MLS was a very good thing. But Leo Messi needs to do more. He needs to be a better ambassador for Major League Soccer. In my honest opinion, the Messi mania, the Messi effect, it only lasted one good month After Messi won the Leagues Cup, Messi Mania died. Now, of course, the Deion Sanders Coach Prime effect had something to do with that. NFL's Taylor Swift effect had something to do with that. And now, NBA, they got something planned to their own version of an effect. I don't know what kind of effect they have, but when it comes to professional athletes dating, like musical stars, NBA players are the OGs regarding to that. So I know NBA got something planned. I don't know what it is. Maybe it may also have something to do with LeBron and this possibly being his last season as a full-time starter in the NBA. Now, I'm not saying he's going to retire. That's not what I'm saying. But a full season where he shows up to every road game to give the fans who never got to see him play and fans who never lived in Los Angeles or Cleveland or Miami who never got to see him play, he's going to give them that opportunity. The LeBron effect, it may just be the LeBron effect. Only if this season is his last full time as a full-time starter in the NBA. So, and then also, oh yeah, I can't forget Major League Baseball. Bryce Harper has made Major League Baseball playoffs interesting. Now, I don't know if Major League Baseball has coined this as the Bryce Harper effect, but as long as the Phillies are in the playoffs, yeah, Bryce Harper is going to encourage more people to watch Major League Baseball playoffs. NHL, you have the rookie in Chicago. I don't remember his name. NHL might try to create some kind of effect with that. So, college basketball. Now, I know college basketball is typically traditional, conservative. Well, they may have some trick up their sleeve to have their own version of effect for viewership purposes. So, Miami, the competition is fierce. So, I understand Leo Messi, Father Time, is knocking on the door. And he wants to spend a lot of time with his kids too, just like LeBron James. Messi wants to spend a lot of time with his kids and prepare them to be professional soccer players someday. I understand that. But for the year 2024, Messi has to do more. Now, is he going to play in every game? That's probably unrealistic. But can he at least show up for every road game, for every away game? Can he at least show up? Can he at least warm up? Even if he's not playing in those away games, can he at least show up so the little kids can see him and to get an autograph and to take his picture? To take a picture with him? Can he at least do that in 2024? And speaking of little kids, MLS, the ticket prices. Come on now. This is Leo Messi we're talking about. For a lot of real soccer fans, I'm not a real soccer fan, so it doesn't matter to me about ticket prices. But for Messi fans, for real soccer fans that want to see Messi, at least for the little kids, can you have some consideration for the little kids when you're determining these prices? Can there be like a family package just for the little kids, just so they can be able to see Messi? Just keep that in mind this off season as you're preparing for the 2024 season. Please, for the sake of the little kids, please. Now, New York City Football Club. Let me explain why I talk more about New York City Football Club rather than the New York Red Bulls. New York City Football Club is controlled by an ownership group that really wants to be great in soccer. They don't want to be average. And they definitely don't want to be a team that just gets stepped upon and dominated by others. CFG is a prideful organization, a prideful leadership that don't want to get dominated. But this past season, I think CFG got a little too relaxed when it comes to New York City. I think the entire New York City Football Club organization became just a little too relaxed and complacent. That is one of the reasons why I believe they settle for so much draws. Because everybody from the front office all the way to the players was just relaxed. They're too comfortable. So New York City Football Club, in 2024, whatever that disease is that caused you to be too relaxed in 2023, you need to find yourself a cure. Maybe you have to go, you have to take a flight to Abu Dhabi and the royal family, they have their own special medicine and their own doctors because, they own everything. They create wealth. Have them give you a potion, like a special potion for you to bring back to New York City and to give the coaches and the players for you to get your healing. We do not want to see another year where New York City Football Club is complacent. You can't get this new fancy stadium and lose games. That's going to be unacceptable, New York City Football Club. The more you win, the more leverage you will have at the negotiation table when it comes to this stadium. The more you win, the more clout and prestige and popularity that you will have in New York City to do even more than what you're doing now. DC United. If Bruce Arena wants to be coach, he must put the team before himself. That means it's no longer about Bruce. It's going to be about DC United. You cannot work for DC United and you're just focused on yourself. There's a reason why this club's name is DC United. And DC United organization does not have room for selfish individuals. Now, I don't know what exactly happened in New England, but I strongly believe that whatever Bruce did in New England, it wasn't his first time doing it. And this is why MLS basically kicked him out the league. I mean, think about it. If your employer tells you to leave, and in order for you to come back, you have to get our permission, you basically got kicked out. If you have to get somebody's permission to return to an organization, you basically got kicked out. So MLS basically kicked Bruce Arena out the league. And now he must get permission. Because I believe that whatever Bruce did in New England, it wasn't his first time doing it. So if Bruce wants to be the coach of DC United, which I think will be a good idea if he's just the coach now, not coach, GM, president, sporting director, president of the healthcare department. If he just wants to be a coach, I think that would be very good for DC United. He will be able to attract some great players, some really good players, some good American players, some good European players, some good South American players. He'll be able to attract them. But he must be willing to put the team before himself. So if you ever have the interview with Bruce, of course it's going to be you and MLS because, he has to get MLS's permission. So it's going to be DC United and MLS interviewing Bruce at the same time. Y'all got to make sure that he's willing to put the team before himself. And he must accept a role of reporting to the GM, reporting to the sporting director, and not doing things on his own. He must be willing to collaborate with his assistant coaches. He must have patience and self-control over his emotions with the players. That's all I have to say about DC United. Because I really don't know what's really going on with DC United. And I don't want to say something out of ignorance. So that's all I have to say about DC United. Chicago Fire, you need a symbol of hope. You need a figure, a coach that will bring hope, not only to the organization, but to MLS fans in Chicago. You need somebody who would just bring hope. Like when people see the coach, they'll be like, I believe this guy. I believe in this guy. I don't really know who he is, but I like his tenacity. I like his vision. I support his vision. I want to see him grow in Chicago. You need a coach that's going to bring excitement about the Chicago Fire. Frank Lopez, yes, he loves Chicago Fire, but I'm just not sure if he's the right guy for a long season. I'm not sure. For you, Chicago, because you're still in the process of rebuilding. You're getting a new sports facility on the west side of the town. And you're still trying to figure out what the Bears are going to do, the future of the Bears and Soldier Field. And there's also a possibility of the White Sox leaving town. So if the Bears stay in town and the White Sox move to Oakland or San Antonio or Salt Lake City or Nashville, that piece of land could be for you. So despite the negative thoughts towards your organization, I see a lot of hope in Chicago Fire. But the problem is a lot of people don't see any hope. So you need to bring in a coach that will just bring some hope, bring some life to the fan base. And I suggest someone who's young, energetic, and someone who got patience. Patience not only with the players and the coaching staff, but patience with the front office, patience with the ownership, patience with the media. Because the media is going to say some things to kind of test the coach's emotions. So you need a younger guy that's just calm, but can bring hope to MLS fans in the city of Chicago. Let's go back to that Leo Messi match against Miami. Yeah, a lot of people were there to see Messi. But every time the Chicago Fire scored, a lot of people were excited. And a lot of people were cheering for you. And when you won that game, you got a standing ovation from a lot of Messi fans in that stadium. So what does that tell you, Chicago Fire? People want to see you succeed, but you got to give them a reason to be hopeful and to believe in your team. Now that's all I have to say about you, Chicago Fire. Lastly, the last team I'm going to address before I talk about this first round playoff. LA Galaxy. This season, we put the pressure on San Jose Earthquakes to make the playoffs. And it took the entire full season for that pressure to work, because they clinched a spot on the actual last game of the season, which was decision day, but it still worked. In 2024, we're putting the pressure on the LA Galaxy. But the difference between putting the pressure on the LA Galaxy from putting the pressure on San Jose Earthquakes, the expectation is not only for you to make the playoffs. LA Galaxy, we're putting the pressure on you to win something. I don't care if it's Supporter Shield. I don't care if it's US Open Cup, which I seriously doubt you're going to go after that one. I don't care if it's Leagues Cup. MLS Cup, get another star. You need to win something in 2024 and beyond. You see, the pressure is not only going to be in 2024. The pressure is going to be for the rest of this decade. For the rest of this decade, starting in 2024 LA Galaxy, you need to remind us who the real OGs of MLS are. You need to remind us who is the most historical, successful team in Major League Soccer. The Seattle Sounders have caught up with you. LAFC is coming. Austin is coming. Houston have revived from the dead. So Houston is back. Portland will be back next year. San Diego, they're taking notes. They're taking notes. Miami has arrived. It is going to be very easy for us to forget about who you are, LA Galaxy, in the 2020s. If you don't revive yourself starting in 2024. So starting in 2024, we're putting the pressure on you, LA Galaxy, not only to make the MLS Cup playoffs, but you have to win something. Supporter Shield or Leagues Cup. It's not only about clinching playoffs. Supporter Shield or Leagues Cup. And I'll take this another step further. In 2024, we need to see some LA Galaxy games on Fox's main channel. I know it's easy for us to forget that, yes, Fox still has a linear deal with MLS, because the times they do show MLS, the games are either on FS1 or FS2. Not in 2024. Listen, maybe we need to start putting the pressure on Fox too. Every major LA Galaxy match needs to be on Fox's main broadcasting channel in 2024. Not FS1, not FS2, but the same Fox channel that the NFL games come on. The same Fox channel that Major League Baseball games come on. That's what we need to see every major LA Galaxy match. Now, what are those major LA Galaxy matches going to be in 2024? I'm going to tell you right now. El Tráfico. Every MLS regular season El Tráfico match needs to be on Fox main channel. Miami. Whenever Messi comes to town, that game needs to be on Fox. The Seattle Sounders, that's a heavyweight match. The two heavyweights, LA Galaxy, Seattle Sounders, that needs to be on Fox. Houston, the Houston Dynamo, they're back. They rose from the dead. That LA Galaxy, Houston, that needs to be on Fox. Cali Classico, San Jose Earthquakes, they're a respectable team in MLS now. So that needs to be on Fox. The New York Red Bulls, the longest active playoff streak in all of American sports. Not only MLS, but all of American sports. Whenever New York Red Bulls travels to LA Galaxy, that needs to be on Fox. Fox needs to create their own version their own broadcast version of Apple TV's A-Team. You see, you know what? Apple TV, their A-Team, Taylor Twellman, Jake Ziven, and the lovely Miss Katie Witham. Fox, you need that. You need your own version. You got what? Alexi Lawless, Stu. I forgot his last name, but I think his first name is Stu. But now you need to find your own Miss Katie Witham, your Fox's version of Miss Katie Witham. LA Galaxy, you need to make this happen. You are the most historical team in Major League Soccer up to date. Every major LA Galaxy match needs to be broadcasted on Fox in summer of 2024. LA Galaxy ownership, make it happen. LA Galaxy leadership, you are going to have a restless winter. I'm going to talk more about you in another monologue. I'm starting to talk a little too much about you. But we're putting the pressure on you in 2024. So just get ready. Get ready, LA Galaxy. Because the pressure is going to be fierce. It's going to be more fierce than the pressure was put on San Jose. Now, the main message. Kansas City. This playoff match between San Jose and possibly St. Louis City is extremely important for your livelihood. You need to treat this playoff series like your livelihood is on the line. Firstly, it's a good thing that in this wild card we have two legacy clubs playing each other in Kansas City and San Jose. It's good when your legacy clubs are performing well and then make it to the playoffs. But Kansas City, you know you needed some help to even get inside the wild card. Minnesota, they threw in the towel before decision day, like a week or two before decision day. I don't know why, but they're going to lose a lot of season ticket holders in 2024 for doing that. Portland, they threw in the towel on decision day. So you needed some help to get in. But that doesn't discredit you as a legitimate championship contender. Because what I've been telling San Jose Earthquakes the whole season, playoff seeding doesn't matter much this year because no current MLS team, no current MLS player and coaches have ever experienced this type of playoff format. Ever. This is the first time that they're going to experience this type of playoff format. Ever in their MLS career. Therefore, all you had to do was get your foot in. Just get your foot in the door. And that's what you did. Now that you're in, it's a brand new season, Kansas City. Everybody's record is 0-0-0. Everybody has 0 points. We're starting all over. We hit the reset button. Therefore, because you're in, you can create a brand new story. You can create a brand new image. And it starts against the San Jose Earthquakes. Why? Because the San Jose Earthquakes are standing in your way of seeking revenge against St. Louis City. St. Louis City have made a mockery of not only your players, but they have made a mockery of your entire organization and your fans all season long. What a great opportunity, Kansas City, for you to get the last laugh. Look at the Philadelphia Phillies, for example. During the regular season in baseball, the Atlanta Braves clinched a playoff spot. They won the division title in Philadelphia Phillies house. The Braves also celebrated in Philadelphia Phillies house, popped champagne inside their locker room, and then they took celebratory team pictures on their field. But the Phillies, they took mental notes. They said, okay, you guys celebrating right now, but we're going to see y'all again. And we know the history of you, Atlanta Braves. The years that you typically win the division, you typically become lackadaisical in the playoffs. You typically become lousy in the playoffs. So if we see you again in the playoffs, we are going to demolish you. And that's exactly what they did. And the Phillies was the team that got the last laugh. Let that be you, Kansas City. St. Louis have been laughing at you all season long. St. Louis have been making fun of you all season long. How about you be the one that get the last laugh? You get that revenge to bring dignity and respect back to your organization. And then let's look at this bracket now. So if you make it past San Jose, who I'm going to tell you right now, they might be worn out from that Austin match on decision day because Austin showed up. So you should be the favorite in this match, Kansas City. So if you get by San Jose, and if you end up getting the last laugh against St. Louis, you play another rival in Houston if Houston takes care of business as they're expected to. Yes, Houston Dynamo, we are expecting you to beat Salt Lake. That doesn't mean you're going to beat them, but the expectation is that you will. You are the favorite in this. So that's two rivals. Your new rival in St. Louis and your traditional, your old time rival in Houston. If you get by Houston, you'll possibly face either LAFC or the Seattle Sounders in the Western Conference Finals. That is if LAFC and Seattle take care of business as they're expected to. LAFC and Seattle, you are expected to make it past the Whitecaps in Dallas. That doesn't mean you are, but I'm just saying that's just the expectation. So it's possible that this could be the most exciting playoff run in Kansas City history. Can you imagine Kansas City hosting a Western Conference final match against LAFC or Seattle? If those two teams do what they're expected to do, you could really get the last laugh against St. Louis this winter, which will bring respect back to your organization and help you to win some fans, because a lot of your fans are disappointed in you, Kansas City. But thank goodness for the sports gods in creating this new playoff format. It will help you win your fans back. See, the sports guys have already laid out the map. They laid out the path to success for you, Kansas City. The question is, are you going to take advantage of that opportunity? Because the path has already been made for you to succeed. But what are you going to do with it? We'll find out on Wednesday night against the San Jose Earthquakes.